Have you polished off those 2 packs in the last 2 days? Those
2 packs?
No, the ones we opened last night with the cheesy puffs.
Divine.
Unbelievable. What were they called?
Cheesy lentils.
Where'd you get them?
The Price is Right.
Oh, it was Mr. Price.
Sure.
Wow, they were.
I've gotten them there before.
They
Divine.
were unbelievable. They were very good.
Anyway, the bag was polished off by myself and my neighbour. There you go.
Right, will we get into it?
Let's get into it. Welcome, lovely listeners, to How Are You, Lovie?
How are we all getting on? Hope everyone's having a great week so far.
Sorry, I nearly devoured the mic there. I literally was like... Anyway, I need to apologise to lovely listeners.
Why?
Let's see, my attire today, Carl.
Oh, if you're watching. What's wrong with
I haven't even made an effort, haven't even showered today.
Sorry.
Haven't showered today. Have I brushed the hair?
No, hand on heart now. I think that's something that we need to not be apologetic about, because this podcast literally would not happen if it was one of those things where it'd be like, okay, let's get dressed up for the podcast. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah, but did we not have the discussion before that sometimes I spray perfume myself to do the pod? I literally said, come in now from the shops, go out to the back and get the recording done.
Yeah, but I just
I just said, let's go. But also, what I will say is that shows how comfortable I am, how much I've improved, Carl, since the beginning of this, and since we've started.
Happy with the comfort with the lovely listeners as well.
Yes, I'm comfortable with you, my beautiful husband.
Here's the thing. Everyone's a pig. We're all pigs.
I know, you can't say that.
No, you can. We're all pigs, and we're all just making it up that we're not pigs outside of our own houses. I firmly believe that.
Valid point. Actually, one of our lovely listeners messaged in the other week. Remember when I was talking about the PTC wash?
Pit, tit and clit.
Yeah. And he was like, I have never in my life heard a name like that for something like that. So pit, tit and clit wash.
So that's when you're going out with the girls or whatever, and it's a real quick one
No, if I'm going out with the girls, it's a full-on scrub.
All right.
Hair gets washed and everything. Yeah, but if it's just I'm seeing you, pit, tit and clit wash.
Right, go on.
But yeah, so when I saw that comment, I was like, okay, I wonder what, have our lovely listeners got other stuff then? Like a PTC wash.
I'd say lots of people have little small things like that.
Do you think so?
Well, I do not. Look, there's the classic phone wallet keys, the 3-tap check when you're leaving the house. I always am before I leave the house, I'm phone, wallet, keys. It's the 3 checks that I do.
Okay.
I think a lot of people would do that. I don't think there's anything else you need. Children, maybe now.
Keys and phone, yeah.
Do you know what we need to start doing?
Angie.
When we come into the house,
Yeah,
is Angie has this awful habit now of sneaking out when we're coming in.
So she'll sometimes come in the car with us and then she'll sneak out. She'll go into the house and have the check. Then she'll sneak out and go to the left to the other side of the garden. So I've already left her into the house and then she comes back out and she sneaks out. So twice, no, actually more than twice, she's gone across to our neighbour, but not even across the road. She waits. She'll wait at the door.
Yeah.
And then when she sees our neighbour coming out first before us, she'll run to them.
Yeah, I know. She's such a good dog. Yeah. But yeah, I know. It's also one of those things, because she's so quiet, when you're in the house and you don't notice that she's not there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, we're going to have to do an Angie check.
An Angie check now. Anyway.
Can I start off the episode with a shout out to one of our lovely listeners who gave us a 5-star review?
Go on, Carl.
This comes in from Jen Hall. She says, guys, I live in Vancouver in Canada, but I'm from the UK. Thank you for chatting about real life, marriage and kids. It feels like home when I listen and I never miss an episode or a bonus episode. Thank you for the warm hug. Carry on the great work. We must have given her a warm hug at one stage, but she gave us a 5-star review. So thank you so much, Jen.
Thanks a million, Jen. Jen, I'd love to know. So you're from the UK and you live in Vancouver. What put you
there?
What put us on your radar?
Now, that's a good question.
Yeah.
How did you manage to come across this?
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, Jen, fill us in.
Vancouver is one of those places that we have both been together, but we didn't get to... Well, basically, you were falling deeply in love with me at that stage, and I had to go off to a wedding. So we didn't get to spend much time in Vancouver together.
No, but we both loved it separately. We said we were going to move there, didn't we?
We actually did.
We were looking at moving to Dubai, Singapore, or Vancouver, and then we settled on Ireland.
There's a big media industry there. To be fair, it was me who stopped us.
Yes.
I was constantly going, I'm telling you, it's going to happen for me in 2FM. I'm right on the cusp of it. About 5 years later, nothing had happened. Eventually, it kind of did anyway. It worked out well. It worked out well.
Carl, can you please tell me, how are you, Lovie?
How am I? I'm good. I've had definitely less of a wobblery week compared to last week.
Cool, come on, go on.
Because that got a bit of pickup, by the way, which I was very surprised about.
I know, I was a bit like, oh, here, anything to get the owl.
Clickbait headlines.
Yeah. I know it's that simple. I like flash my knees or something, and then they'll be like, ooh la la, risque.
Yeah, I know. It was so funny because I'd say anyone who just read the headline thought I would have been having a full-on kind of crisis. And I was like, no, it was all good. I was just kind of opening up with the fact that I had a bit of one of those weeks where you're just a bit all over the shop.
Yes.
But no, this week has definitely been a lot less all over the shop.
You're also with your pals on the weekend. You had a bit of a stags.
I had a stag.
Is it a stag or stags?
I'd say a stag.
A stag and a hen. Yeah, careful.
Stag and a hen. But I went on the stag. We were in Galway. And I know I've spoken about this before on the podcast, but Jesus, Mary and Joseph, my ability to drink is it's gone. It's honestly left me. Do you know what my problem is? I need to figure out what I can drink that isn't embarrassing to drink. Because honestly, the thing that
What do you mean by embarrassing to drink?
Well, the only drinks that I like, the only drinks I can stomach these days are pink.
That's true.
That's genuinely.
True. Yeah.
It's literally like, what is the most ridiculous looking drink that comes with an umbrella? I'll drink them all night long. But see, when it comes to beers, I had beer, and then the lads were moving on to whiskey and all, and I was just like, I can't do this. I physically cannot.
I always see you now when you're drinking those, say if we're out, you kind of turn into old man.
In what way? Wait, we're drinking beers?
No, as in like, you're like tall and proud Carl, right? And then obviously all the inhibitions go, and they're like, and then the arms come up further under your armpits. You know the way you fold your arms, and then you're sitting there with your thumbs out, and you're like,
with my man spread.
Yeah. And I'm like, ew.
I'm like that meme with Matt LeBlanc. Remember when they did the Friends reunion, and there's that video, and he's doing exactly that pose. That's what I turn into. Yeah, like listen, I like the best people. I love a pint of Guinness, or like I'd love a pint. But see the people who can like drink pints of Guinness. Oh my God. See, have you ever had a few pints of Guinness?
No. If I was to have a Guinness, I'd have a glass of Guinness is what I'd have. Because it gets too warm for me then, so I need to drink it. I sip away and it takes too long.
See, whatever about like having a few pints of Guinness on the night out, and you know, the fact that it's quite filling or whatever like that. I'm not being disgusting here. The following day, what it does to your arsehole is absolutely, no, it is absolutely, for something that's so creamy and smooth going in, it's like you've had a Vindaloo the day after.
Sorry,
it's disgusting. It's the worst. Now, maybe that's me, something biologically in me where it just doesn't agree with me. But I'm telling you now, it's like painful.
So the three of you were in that room together and you were all having the same type of shits.
You see, this is the thing, lads all talk about that stuff though.
Oh God.
I come out and be like, Jesus, that's after ripping the arsehole off me. I'd gladly say that in front of the lads.
Yeah, but would they say that? That's you. I
don't
think
no. They wouldn't say it like that.
I can't see either of those two lads saying that, and they just know that that's Carl.
Some of them would. No, but they'd say it in a different way.
No.
They'd be like, "Whoa, don't go in there, lads."
Yes.
That kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, again,
so gross.
I'm just being real, okay? I'm just being real.
Sorry. The headlines now next week. Carl's arsehole ripped in two.
Exactly.
Oh God. Right. So your cup is full from being out with the lads.
Yeah, it was lovely. Like, and I only did it one night. They were there 2 nights for the stag. I went down the Friday and came back the Saturday. It was lovely. Had a great time with the lads. And that wedding that I'm going to is actually in Toronto during the summer. So that'll be nice. That'll be another quick turnaround. But you know what? On the stag, I got the train to Galway.
Yes.
The train is the most underrated form of transport. In Ireland anyway.
Well, I've said that to you before, because when I moved back, I'm like, why do we not have more and better public transport?
It's unbelievable.
Or like a bus just does not cut it for me, because you can't get the same amount, or you can't get work done. But on like a tube or totally.
But that's the thing about the train.
Because it's smooth.
It's smooth, but also because you have your table or whatever like that. And I think for the most part, I know you get the odd few Aegis or whatever like that. But I think there's a lot of other people on the train are there and they're like, I'm going to maximize my time and get shit done. I am ridiculously productive when it comes to being on the train. I was firing off emails.
But I
left,
also
right, and
think
centre.
like you're probably like firing on all cylinders, as in like the excitement of being on transport.
I was excited to go. I was excited.
No,
to
but
go.
as in excited being on a different type of transport. Anything transporty, you're like, oh my God.
Last thing I want to talk about,
Go on.
and this is the thing that has really made the last like nearly 2 weeks for us, and people were very helpful on the podcast about this.
They were.
The artificial grass.
Yes. I keep wanting to say Astro.
It's not Astro.
I know it's not
I
Astro.
think, is made
It's
up
like
with loads of
rubber stuff
and
as well. No, I understand that, yeah.
Synthetic grass, I think, is the name that they say. And
It has been an absolute game changer.
hasn't it?
Absolute game changer.
Like, more so than we expected, because I know we spoke about it previously, but if you missed it, long story short, we couldn't get the grass to take with Angie. And it genuinely pained us to get rid of the grass.
Yes.
It really did. But at the end of the day, 3 young kids, they couldn't really play out in the grass because they were getting covered in muck and they were just...
Well, there's also a mixture of muck and poo.
Yeah, that was just
Yeah.
like, it just wasn't really working particularly well for us as a house. The 3 kids have spent more time out the back garden in the last 2 weeks than they probably have in the last 6 months.
Yes.
It's been unbelievable. So, look, I know there's a lot of interest in it. So if anyone does want to fire us a DM with questions or this,
It
that,
does
and the other.
pain me to have it, but equally the enjoyment factor that
Yeah.
as a family we
Far
got out
outweighs.
of it 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the main question I get on my DMs,
Yes, go on.
people were like, can Angie wee on it? Can she
Yeah.
take a shit?
Yeah.
She can. Now, we're going to try and train her to go up in the flower bed.
Yeah.
But you can't.
She'll do her poos up on the flower bed, but she won't wee on it.
But you can wash it. It's kind of
Yeah.
mad, but like
Sorry, I was out hoovering the grass
she was
today.
literally hoovering the grass and you were in your
Hoovering.
element. You were
Oh
absolutely...
no, I wasn't. I was literally saying to myself, this fucking grass, if I have to fucking do this.
I'll do that. No, actually, I have a gadget first.
Yeah, see, there you go. I knew he wasn't going to do it.
So there's
It's
a-
on a big gadget.
There's a gadget which looks like a lawnmower.
Okay.
Okay, but instead of it like cutting the grass, it brushes the grass up and sucks up the dirt. It's actually
Wow.
very clever.
Wow.
So I'm going to get us one of them eventually. But yeah, just with Angie.
And also, sorry, can you imagine the neighbours? If anybody sees, they're like, what the fuck
What is
she
he
doing?
Oh yeah, hoovering the grass.
Hoovering the grass.
Like an absolute clown.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Angie, anyway, you use a bit of Zaflora, your favourite.
Yes.
Throw that down, power wash it. You can do whatever you want really with it because it's plastic essentially. So anyway, thank you for the recommendations as well. What was the company we went with, which was recommended by a lot of our lovely listeners?
Synthetic.
No, they were called
Sanctuary
Synthetics.
Synthetics. See, I did say synthetic.
Yeah, a lot of you recommended them, and to be fair, they were absolutely brilliant. So thank you for the recommendations. It's like we said, any questions, you can just fire one of us a DM because I know there's
There
a lot
you
of
go.
particulars with regards to people. That's kind of it. I'm in a very jovial mood. Do you know as well, probably?
What?
I met with my therapist this week, which
Oh, see,
helped.
there you go. Yeah, yeah.
It's taking
You're
a load
looser.
off.
You're like, yeah, it has taken a load off. Oh, I'd say she took a load off. Oh,
Jesus Christ. Right. Fuck's sake. Ash. How are you, Lovie?
I'm great. I am jovial, Carl, as you would say. No, in fairness, I do think there are moments over the week and weekend. I mean, we touched on this last week where we felt we were just being truly outnumbered
Yeah.
and outparented.
I actually think maybe even talking about it last week helped, but I think we coped with it a lot better
Yeah.
this week.
So I know what helped me cope.
Go on, here comes the first dig of the episode.
What?
Go on.
There's absolutely no dig. I'm talking about the garden.
Oh, you were doing the
garden.
garden. Yeah.
Like to say the actual sheer excitement, because in my head now I'm like, right, the grass is gone. So flower, as Bavian says, the flowers like the dandelions, we won't have any of that. So we need to bring the bees in
Yeah.
to pollinate.
Yeah.
So in my head I'm like, right, I am on full pollination now, planting all the bits and like where I plant things. So that's where my big thing now is where I plant things so that the bees will get close to where we need them to go up to the stigma of the plant to...
Hang on, have you looked into it that much?
Oh my God. I want that plum tree fertilised. We got a plum tree.
How do you fertilise a plum
The little
tree?
stigma. I was sure Davey was. Remember the tree was in the car the other day,
Yeah.
and I was like, Davey, look, there's the stigma. So it's the flower, and it's a little green little shoot coming out of the flower.
Yeah.
And then you have your pollen, which is the little yellow stems around it.
Right.
So the bee comes along, and that's how he gets the pollen to
Yeah.
touch off the stigma. And that's how it all gets fertilized. It goes down the shoot of the stigma and into the middle of the center of the flower. And that's how it fertilizes to produce your fruit, which is the plum.
I feel like you just described the birds and the bees to me. Well,
I did,
quite
yeah.
literally you did.
I
but
did,
with
yeah.
plants.
Yeah. So, but you have to encourage the bees to come. So the grass is gone now. So I need to encourage the bees to come into our garden to pollinate.
Okay, I actually literally thought you were saying to me you're trying to encourage the bees to come.
All right.
What? And how do we go about that?
No, you're trying to encourage them to come into the garden. So this is why it was hell for leather. Sorry, I am like, you know the way years ago on your weekend you used to be like, what are you doing for the weekend? And you were hitting the tiles for coppers.
Yeah.
Right? The garden.
Yeah, the garden's lit.
The garden centre is lit for me. The garden centre is my like Sean DePaul, I'm in the club. In the garden centre.
You were in the garden centre 3 days in a row this weekend.
Actually was.
You-
Sorry, I was.
You were.
Oh, brilliant.
You had a great time.
And I was in Lidl there this evening and I went over and had a little look at the flower section there again.
So what are you getting next?
So, well, we need the topsoil in because I need the topsoil to start bringing stuff down into the second planter.
Now that's one thing we did have as an oversight.
Yes.
Because we built a kind of planter, what would you call it?
A raised planter.
Raised
bed.
planter bed. And we put a new fence into the garden there recently, and the lads who were doing the fence, it's kind of our mate now,
Yeah.
who did our house a couple of years ago. So they came in to do the fence. But I was like, hey, we're just going to throw a little bit of muck in there now, get a few bags and make a raised planter bed. And he was like, are you fucking joking? I was like, what? He was like, you need about 5 fucking tons. I was like, you joking me? He was like, you need 5 tons of soil
Well, we're gonna
to
need
get
a
that
little bit
thing.
of soil.
So we're
Yeah.
going to have to get about 5-ton bags.
So, and like God love Davey. So all Davey has wanted now for the last, I'd say, well, no. I said to him, what type of plant or what type of tree would you like if we're going to be planting vegetables? And he's like, I'd love a blueberry tree. So we found a blueberry tree, but I had to plant it in the soil of our other planter bed because we didn't have soil in the other one.
Oh, I see,
And then,
yes.
so there's a few things, but like you always say to me, your big thing was when we moved into the house, you're always like, and this is not to say that I do these things, but because you couldn't see where I was utilising whatever we were getting, whether it be stuff in the house or whether it be stuff in the garden, because you couldn't see where I would be. Why are you giving me those lips?
Because I don't know what you're about to say, and I think I might be about to disagree with it.
No, I don't think you are going to disagree
Go
with
on.
it because you would sometimes say to me, I don't want to be wasting money on things. So generally, and I'm not the one who buys all the 10 billion gadgets, right? Generally, right, I'm not a person that does waste things, and you know I don't.
No, you don't. You don't.
Yeah.
You love giving things a second life. That's
Yes,
fair.
Yeah. So then even now in the garden, because last year, and actually we talked about it on the pod because I was planning on, so things were planted so that they would take and become dormant over winter. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden shoot off, and they have. And our whole planter bed looks amazing now, does it not, Carl?
No, it does. Do you know what's
And the copper beech out in the front garden.
that looks lovely.
Davey loves the copper
Looks
beech.
fabulous.
It's coming on. It's in its second year now, and the hedge has lifted off. It's doing really well.
No, what specifically I was thinking of there when it came to like spending money that you know is probably going to be a waste is there was one thing in particular. I've actually never said this to you.
Go on, tell me.
There was one job we did in the house, and I remember being like, I'm going to go along with this, but this is an absolute waste of
Was
time,
it painting the cabinets?
energy, and money. No, it was worse. It
The
was
kitchen?
It was a horrible job.
Tell me what it was.
We decided we were going to leave the exposed floorboards.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes.
And we decided we were going to sand them
Yes.
and stain them.
Yes.
And knowing full well that
Yes.
a couple of years later, we planned on getting work done
But
in
we
the
didn't know
house.
how long that was going to be.
I remember doing it, being like, the worst part about it was we couldn't even start sanding straight away because they had been varnished before.
So you had to use the
we had to
Nitramore.
use this thing called Nitramore.
Yes.
Which you kind of paint on and it takes all whatever the varnish is off. Now, a very satisfying job because then you like scrape it all
Yeah.
off.
But Carl, didn't you learn loads? Wasn't it all part of the fun?
I learned loads, but we spent loads as well. The amount of bloody that Nitramore stuff, we had to rent a sander. A horrendous job. Do you remember how horrible that job was?
I couldn't do it because I was heavily pregnant.
Yeah, so I was like, and that was the thing. I was cursing it. I was like, you have to just go along with it.
I never knew
She's
this.
pregnant. Oh my God.
But we had no choice because Auntie ripped up the carpet.
That's true. She did put us into that
So we
situation.
had no choice. So that's where I say we have to sort out the floorboards because remember there was all sticky stuff and everything on them when the carpets came up.
Yes.
So it's not that I turned around and said this has to be done. We did not have a choice. We had a newborn baby coming into the house.
That's true as well. Fair
Yes.
enough. Fine. But
Shove
I just
it up your
remember,
hole.
I remember doing it being like, yeah, but I remember being like, can we not just like try and get a laminate floor in or something, or a bit of lino down, or like rather than having to do this.
No. Sorry, hang on a second now. Aren't the pictures of Angie on that beautiful floorboard with the Christmas tree, aren't they stunning?
It looked nice when we did it.
Yes.
But I just remember being like, that was a lot of work.
And we got such enjoyment out of it. Shove it up your hole. The house looked lovely.
Can I bring things back just very briefly?
Oh, go on. Take over my How Are You Lovey. I've already talked about one thing, but go on.
I can't get it out of my head.
What?
Do bees like,
Right?
yeah.
Ask Aero. I don't know.
Can't believe I'm asking this. You put it in my head. How do bees have sex with each other?
Honeybees mate in midair outside the hive. The queen goes on what's called a nuptial flight, where she'll mate with multiple male drones in the air. The drones don't survive the process. Once they mate, their role is very much complete, and that's how she gathers all the genetic diversity to keep the colony thriving.
Okay, no. I need specifics. How does the act take place? Do they have, like, as you call it, Ash, a waller? Do they have a willy?
They do indeed have specific anatomy for it. In mid-flight, the drone bee uses a specialised reproductive organ to mate with the queen. It's a brief and singular event for the drone. He basically uses an endophallus that everts, turns outward, during mating. Afterwards, he doesn't survive the process. So yes, there's a willy, but it's a one-time use, very unique to bees.
They're not mad. Sorry, again, another quick aside. Do you know that we had someone on the radio show a couple of weeks ago whose job is to wash horses' willies?
What, Carl? Sorry.
Ash.
No, Carl, no.
Ash, it's someone's job.
Getting rid of all the cottage cheese.
So, okay, now just a warning for anyone. This is disgusting. Okay, horses can get like basically stones if you don't
so
wash.
long.
If you don't wash their willies, you can clean. If anyone wants to Google this, you can actually look it up. I did look it up in the studio, not on the RT Wi-Fi, but basically, like you can wash their willies, and like there's like what would you call it? Like gloop stones come out of just like all the residue that's in there. It's horrible. Big brown yolk. Swear to God, someone messaged into the breakfast show and was like, did you know that there's someone who has this job? We actually tried to get her on the phone. We couldn't, but there's videos
Isn't
online.
that just like
of
a
her.
vet or something?
Well, I'm sure they do other things.
Sorry, what is your job? I wash horses.
No,
willies for a
I'm
living.
sure they do other
Like,
things.
yeah.
But it's a very important job.
And like, sorry, my head is racing here now. Like, so do they have to, like, is it just a case of like, can they just clean it when it's flaccid? Or do they have to have an erect
Geez, that's a good question.
to clean it?
Well, probably would have to be, because isn't it with the horse, it's kind of inside and then it just kind of produces itself.
Yeah, because they're quite long. So I'm
Oh.
sure you'd want to give it a good clean. Like a good clean.
So, I'm telling you.
Sorry.
You can look it up if you want.
Okay, here we are now at the next part of our episode. Sniper Alley. We have brought it back. Well, not that we ever got rid of it, but we've brought it back to its original form. The song is back. People have said, hurrah. The last week, the amount of comments we've got, people are delighted that the song is back, Carl.
It's nicer to have your kind of focus on the moment where you get
Yes.
to have your go.
Yes, yes. Is there anything now that you'd like to bring forth this
Oh.
week?
I would. Can I go first?
Oh, go on, yeah.
Okay. For Sniper Alley this week, it's a relatively small one. But can I just ask, like a very simple request?
Go on.
Can you learn to count?
You want me to count before I speak to you? Is that what
That's exactly
you're
what it
going to say?
I'm going to ask you in future. I'm going to ask Ash to count to 3. And then if she still thinks it's worth saying, or if I haven't done what she was trying to anticipate that I should be doing,
Yes.
if I haven't done it in those 3 seconds, then you can say it. Because I actually have pinpointed. Do you know the way, like, you sometimes would be like, well, I can't say anything. Stop getting offended.
Yes.
And I am a sensitive soul.
Yes.
This is the truth of it. I
Yes.
am. However, I would say 90% of the time, the reason why I get irked is it's a build up across the day, because I will literally have just had the bit of electromagnetic activity in my brain, which is about to send the signal down to my limbs to say, do this, pick that thing up, whatever it might be.
Yes.
But I'm in the middle of having this thought, and you're like, will you you're not going to pick that up? And I'm like, I literally had the thought there. I was literally about to do it. But in the meantime, before my hand could move, you've now said to do the thing. Because
Yes.
it happened today when you were off.
I did, and there were a few points today, and I do understand that.
You were
yes.
fizzing at the slit with your...
Because today I was like, we need to get
That's
shit
actually
done.
horrible. I can't say
It's like,
that.
sorry, I'm only realizing what you said now. Fizzing at the slit.
With your garden. You were absolutely horny for your garden.
Sorry. It does. It
You were
does.
flying form. You were loving
I was fizzing at the slit, as one would say. At least something makes me fizz at the slit. And also the next thing that makes me fizz at the slit is cleaning up. And we had a ton of shit to clean up. So no, I do understand that, yes. And especially when I'm in get shit done mode, I'm on top and on hot. And I do understand that.
See, it's very mad. That really disarms the argument when you're just so accepting of it.
But I'm always accepting of what you say to me.
To be fair, you actually
it's
are.
not that way.
No, actually,
Yeah.
credit where it's due. It's very rare.
I have come on so much since we've been together.
It's
girl.
very rare that you wouldn't take it on board. That's true. I just
So
thought,
I will endeavour to count 3 in those moments where I am fizzing at the slit about tidying up.
Sorry, this has been a real not PC episode.
I know, it really hasn't. Let's
Jesus.
go.
Right,
Yeah.
go on. Okay, that's mine.
Okay. Are you ready?
Through the medium of song, here she comes.
I love these songs, Carl. I love writing them. I'd be
Lads,
laughed at myself.
What the rest of you don't realise is we'll be walking around the house and Ash will be like this. And I'm like, what? And she's like, nothing. And I'm like, she's writing her song. Here we go.
Okay. What you have to say this week is on the counter, or what you have to sing this week is on the counter.
Okay, on the counter.
Do you know where this is
On
going?
the counter.
Yeah.
I don't actually know where this is going.
Okay. Sorry, I always get giddy. Oh, dinner was yum. Carl says, let's tidy up.
On the counter.
Oh, no, not yet. Sorry, Carl. You're ruining it.
Hey, that's what's
Sorry.
win.
Okay. A few plates, cutlery, and a couple of cups.
On the counter.
The dishwasher is empty. Just load it all in.
On the counter.
With everything in there, the tidy up is Finn.
On the counter.
The kids are in bed. I'm ready to chill.
On the counter.
A clean kitchen, tidy counters. That's my pill.
On the counter.
I flick the kettle and turn around.
On the counter.
Crash bang goes my heart with a heavy thud to the ground.
On the counter.
Where are the dishes, Carl?
On the counter. On the counter. On the counter. On the counter. I think this is a vast over-exaggeration.
It's not.
How bad?
It is not a vast over-exaggeration,
I
Carl.
feel like I never stop loading that dishwasher.
No, you unload the dishwasher. You
Yeah.
you 100% unload the dishwasher. If you are tidying up after dinner, Carl,
I'm confused.
you will bring your dishes over and you will put them on the counter. Sometimes I will give you credit where credit is due. Sometimes the dishwasher could be full, or the dishwasher could be, everything in it is clean and it needs to be unloaded, right?
Yeah.
In those instances, I generally have the sink full of water.
Yeah.
So twice over the weekend, the sink had water in it, and you still just put the plates beside the sink.
Now,
Beside the sink.
this is I'm
They're
not.
either on top of the counter, like literally on top of the counter where the dishwasher is, or they're beside the sink where the sink is full of water to put the plates in to let them soak.
So, not making excuses for myself. However, just for everyone listening,
Yes.
this is well researched and this is proven. See, soaking your dishes and
I don't normally soak my
pre-rinsing
dishes.
them.
I don't do that.
So
I don't do that.
they won't wash properly because
I don't do that.
The detergent needs something to stick to, and also dishwashers are made in a way that they purposely will like slosh around the dirty water because it's abrasive, so it kind of gets rid of the heavier stuff, and then it drains, and then gives another spin.
That's great, but can we get back to the matter at hand?
So I was trying to distract from everything.
As you would normally do.
Do you know, it genuinely, right? This is one of those things that fascinates me because, like, clearly it happens, and there is times when you'll point it out, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's stuff there. But it must happen more than I realise, and I don't understand where the roadblock is in my brain that I can't see it when it is happening.
I just think it's an inherent thing. Your mum put your dishes away for you every night.
No. She didn't. We always used to have to, like, she didn't put away my dishes for me. No, she didn't, Ash. No, hang on. You're basing this off whenever you would have come over for dinner when we first got together.
Yes.
And then it'd be like, no, you're great. Because Mum like, if she's a host, she's a host.
No, your mum is a host and she's the best host. Carl would sit down after dinner or sit down after anything. He'd come in after having a graze around his mum's kitchen, and then he'll sit down in the chair after having a pick around, stuff like that. And then he might have brought in a plate with him. And then his mum has just sat down after doing everything else in the house all day. And then she's like, oh, I need to go do this. And he's like, oh no, ma'am. Full on sitting down. Full on sitting down. No, ma'am, you sit down. I'll go do that. No, love, you stay sitting down. Okay.
No, that's not true.
Does not even budge.
No, here's the thing.
Go on.
If I say I'm going to do something, I don't have to do it there and then in the moment. If I say I'm going to do something, I might do it in 5 minutes when I plan on getting up for a piss.
That's fine for your own stuff, but not for everyone else's stuff.
Well, hang on, it is fine because Mum or whoever it is can still stay sitting down in the knowledge it's going to be done.
Because she has worked her arse off to have a clean house all day. So she wants it done so she can't sit down. I'm the same. I've worked my arse off in work and at home so that I need to get the house ready for the following day, not to have the bloody kitchen counters full of your plates and your cups that you've left in the office all day.
I work my arse to keep this house clean.
I'm not saying that you don't work your arse off.
And do you know what else as well?
And if you did it on your time, nothing would be done.
Can I go back?
With your executive function.
Can I go back to Sniper Alley?
Go on. We are in Sniper Alley.
Sorry, but mine. One thing I've noticed.
Go on, tell me.
You, right? You cannot function in a house where the mess has not been made by you. But if you have made the mess, you are well able to function.
So are you saying about this weekend when you came home and the stuff wasn't done?
No.
No. Okay.
No. It's just, no, but like say with the garden,
Yeah.
because we were doing stuff in the garden,
Yes.
the house kind of was left
Yes.
behind. And that is one of those things where, it, like, if that was any other time, you'd be wound up because you'd be like, oh my God, the house is a state. But because you were so happy and fizzing, as we were talking about, you were like, yeah, it's fine.
At what point was I like fine? I was literally saying like, no, we have to get it done
But you weren't stressed about it.
because I was outside in the fresh air.
That's what it was. So I just need to, okay, if you ever get stressed, I'm going to send you out for a walk.
And it wasn't as if I was sitting on my laurels. We were busy working our arses off.
So next time I leave plates on the countertop and you're getting wound up, I'll be like, go on there now, go out for a walk and I'll fix this.
And also, sorry, mess that I've created. We all contributed to the mess in the house.
That's fair enough as well.
You have emptied I literally put on your jumper and the amount of shit that came out of this one pocket. And then upstairs, you emptied your pockets. Our side of the wash basket was empty. And all of a sudden, you have jeans and 2 pairs of shorts after going into the wash basket. And what's more is you emptied those pockets. Sorry, this is a whole other angle of Sniper Alley. You've emptied those pockets and you've put the rubbish up on our dresser.
No, sorry.
That rubbish has been sitting there for 2 days.
As I did it, I said, I'll get rid of this stuff.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Yeah, that's fine. And I will get to it.
No, it won't, because I end up cleaning the dresser off.
I will get to it. No, see, you just got there before me. That's all. I said I was going to do it.
You want me to count to 3? That's a very long 3.
Okay, correspondence time here on the podcast. howyoulovey@gmail.com if you want to get in touch with us for anything at all. I should have said that at the start of the episode, but anyway, you know the drill at this stage. Or you can leave us a comment underneath the episodes on Spotify and on YouTube. We always love hearing from you. Can
I go first?
Oh, go on.
Right. Last week we were, it actually was Sniper Alley again. We were talking about your toe clippings.
Sorry, I was actually about to get that.
Oh, were you?
I got a bit of heat.
I swear to God. But what I found hilarious, right? Well, this is in my head. I find it hilarious. So Denise messages in and she said she's listening this morning on Spotify, sorry. So she listens this morning while on my walk and play a blanket. Normally listen while in walks around County Meath and in much colder weather. Laughing out loud as usual until we got to Carl's toe pickings. Holy Jesus. There's only one place toenails pickings should be, and that's in the bin. Thank you, Denise. I nearly vommed. Otherwise, cracking podcast as always. Carl, get your shit together, Denise says, right? And then under that, Catherine Clark chimes in and says, 5 stars.
Thank you, Catherine.
So I was like, 5 stars to the toe pickings or 5 stars to the podcast? Catherine, I need to know. Please and thank you.
Come here. Hang on a minute now. I just think this is very extreme. But like, I just think everyone can kind of outwardly be like, oh, that's disgusting. I can't believe you do that. I do not for a second believe that there's anyone, including, what was that lovely lady's name?
Denise in Playa Blanca.
Including Denise.
Yes.
There's not a single one of you listening who doesn't do something in the privacy of your own home or your bedroom where you're not like, that's a bit disgusting.
You just pick your toes, dump them there, and then you don't wash your hands. You get into bed.
I'll wash them the following morning.
Nobody touches phone because he'd just be going straight to his phone then.
There's nothing wrong. It's just your feet, like.
Oh, you do have lovely feet, and I do like your feet.
Do I?
Yeah, I love your feet.
You've actually always said that, yeah.
Yeah, I love your feet. I don't love feet.
That
was the first time I saw your feet, and I felt how soft they were. I'm like, oh.
They're soft because they've done fuck all work.
Yeah, exactly.
They've done absolutely
and now they're
nothing.
starting to get like hard and callousy, and I'm like, oh,
I know. My old age.
It's not your old age, it's because you're working hard, Carl.
I know. Jesus, who knew? Working hard. What a pain in the arse.
Moving out of Mam's house.
Oh, what a pain in the arse. Look, if you want to buy me a little bin for my nail clippings, and then I'll.
Sorry, a little bin. And the thing is, we know you don't put the dishes into the dishwasher and your rubbish is left sitting there for about 3 weeks.
Say, you've made me out to be an absolute pig in this episode.
Well, you said at the start, we're all pigs.
I'm not as much of a pig as we've made out for me today.
No, because I tidy up after you, so it's all good.
No, I tidy up after myself as well. No, funny enough, like, I don't like mess.
Yeah, you can't function.
I start to get quite.
You create mess, but you can't function.
But then I start to kind of freak out.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not very good in mess. But like, okay, fine. I didn't realise that. Look, okay. If there's anyone listening who picks their own toenails and might wait for the Hoover to get them.
Can I just be honest with you? I genuinely think our lovely listeners want to drop the conversation.
Okay. Fine. But if there's anyone out there, howiloveyou@gmail.com.
You're disgusting, Carl. Honestly. I'm glad I outed you with that one.
What else do we have?
Emails. So I got a lovely email in from Mitch. And it's titled Biggest Fans While Doing Van Life. So naturally I was like, oh my God.
Mitch is a cool name.
Yeah. So does she ask me to keep? No. Hi, Aisling and Carl. Greetings from Spain. My boyfriend Dan and I took the year off work and are travelling around Europe in a van. Rock climbing, hiking, etc.
Oh.
We both really miss the RT morning show and particularly the A to Z quiz. So at the end of February, we started listening to your podcast to get our dose of Carl's infectious humour.
Sorry, what a lovely email already. Thank you.
Let's not build up Carl's head anymore.
It's...
But here we go. I'd like to shout out to you, Aisling. What a character when this isn't even your main career. Well, thank you, Mitch. Okay, both of our heads are sufficiently big enough.
Here.
We've been waiting to send in an email until we caught up with all the episodes. We'd almost caught up, lose signal for a few days, then fall behind again. So I'm quickly sending this now before you can release another episode. We're both 30. I'm clinging on to 29 till next month. So let me see, when did she? Oh, right. So you're a May baby as well, Mitch. So am I. Our birthday month. Okay. And we adore your podcast. It has given us so much to talk about during and after each episode. From what our death row meals would be, what we do if we were asked for money from a cop in Laos, and taking sides on each sniper alley.
Oh, wow.
Let me know what you think, Mitch, about the toe clippings. Sorry, and actually, who does the dishes in the van? That's what I want to know, Mitch. Is there a dishwasher in the van? I would presume not.
Definitely not a dishwasher, yeah.
So how does that work for you? Okay.
Maybe the campsite.
What I've personally really enjoyed is just the normality of your chats, topics, your openness about your thoughts of having a family or not, and fulfillment in life, and how you can tease each other without getting too annoyed, defensive, and sniper alley. It's given us a lot of topics to think and talk about. P.S. I went to a Gael school, primary, Sculmaloga. So we know Sculmaloga
Yes.
because that's down the road from us. And secondary, Closh to Isagon. A trek away in Stillorgan, but worth it for the good school. And we'll be a big advocate of the Gael schools. I think there was a comment on an episode about bilingual students maybe struggling more in college or with maths, but I turned out fine. I'm an engineer. At the end of the day, English is still the kids' first language, so I wouldn't worry about them struggling in college or the real world. Thanks for keeping us entertained on our travels. Lots of gra. Michelle.
What a great email.
Wasn't that? And like, it was lengthy.
But do you know what as well? Like,
Good old email.
just when you're away and like taking the time to do that, that is
Yeah.
just so sound.
Thanks.
Yes.
Send us pictures of your van.
That's just the dream.
Isn't that like...
We've often talked about that. So I probably mention this every month, long way around. I was obsessed with that growing
Yes.
up, where Ewan McGregor and Charlie Boorman go around the world on their bikes. But we both watched that together.
Yes, yeah.
And we watched all the sequels to it and everything. But like, that's something we often talked about even before kids. We were like, I remember us having the conversations about if we don't manage to be able to have kids, like ways to find fulfillment. And
Yes.
that was very much high on the list.
Yeah,
We'd
it
be like,
was.
take a year out and go traveling, like go hop on a motorbike or a van or whatever it might be
Yeah.
and go just on an
Carl,
adventure.
Can you imagine imagine that now, parallel world. There's a Carl Nashing, which is us now, but then in a parallel world, there's
Where?
another Carl Nashing that are doing the van life. Can you imagine?
Which ones are happier?
Oh, yeah, but Carl,
I
we'd
know,
have
I'm
each
only
other-
joking, I'm only messing.
We'd have each other you'd be doing like your online stuff anyway, so you would be happy out.
It's mad. It is mad. But see, do you know what the funny thing is? I do think with kids, sometimes people, to make this into a deep conversation now, sometimes people think that because they've had kids, that like, that's one set of dreams or one part of their life just is gone. It just evaporates. Whereas I don't think it's ever that. I think that you put it on hold. I think you kick it down the line.
Yes.
Like, I don't think there's any reason why we couldn't, in 20 years' time, in retirement, say,
It would have
let's
to be.
hop-
That's the thing. It would have to be retirement.
you'd be in retirement, but like, like have a van or get in a motorbike and go traveling around the place. Like, at the end of the day, like 65, we both retired then. And if we had the means to do it,
I'm 68.
to retire.
Yeah.
Gee.
But if I
Jeez,
had
well,
a
sorry,
stage,
so are you then. I must be the same.
if I had started working here, well, I did start working here, but then I moved to the UK, so then I lost my, what's the word I'm looking for?
Stamps.
Not my stamps, but I lost my, you're like whatever class you're on in regards to what pension you're on.
Yeah.
So I lost that class.
The good pension.
So I came back on the new statement of it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know. Rage.
So hang on, you would have been on the like sailing off into the sunset pension had you not gone.
Well, I don't know if it's sailing after the sunset. What's the sail? Because it changed a couple of times. So
'Cause
I'm
there's-
now 68. It was 66 or 65.
Isn't it the old pension that they talk about
60,
people
you
having
go
is
off
the
at 60.
defined benefit?
Yes, yeah.
So there's people who would be on a defined benefit pension. They say that's the one you wanted to be on, whereas
Yes.
it just doesn't happen anymore.
Yes.
Is that what you would have been on?
No, I wasn't on
Oh,
that one.
jeez, that-
As in, like, I would have been 3 years less. 2 or 3
Okay,
years
all
less.
right.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Keep doing the podcast and you might be able to retire
Oh, there we
a
go.
year earlier maybe.
The joys.
But yeah, like that's something I'd love to think that we could try do.
Yes.
Like 68, 70, whatever, these days, please God, we'll be in the full of our health at the time. But like, I look at like your mom, she's not 70, but like my dad just turned 70. My mom is, 60 something, like, and they'd be well able for that.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, I think by the time it comes around, if we stay fit and healthy, van life / motorbike life, it's still there waiting for us.
Sorry, before we finish off correspondence, Carl, we did 2 bonus episodes about our wedding.
We did.
And we finished off the first week of the bonus episode about who your groomsmen were.
Jesus, you're right. Yeah.
And we never got back to it in the second bonus episode. But a lot of people messaged in the right answer.
Mark
I did.
McCabe.
Yes.
Mark McCabe of Maniac 2000 fame. So I basically, long story short, so I worked with Mark for about 3 years before I knew he was Mark McCabe. I knew his name was Mark McCabe, but I had known other Mark McCabes over the years. I'd met a couple of Mark McCabes actually. And I remember then just one day coming up with conversation, someone been like, that's like Mark McCabe, like Maniac 2000 Mark McCabe. And I was like, fuck off. No, it isn't. And I went over and was like, they're saying you're and he was like, well, yeah, I am. Like, I was like, what are you talking about? And then I looked up. I Googled. I'd never Googled him. I was like, that's you. Because like how Mark talks and how Mark is on the Maniac 2000 track.
Yes.
Completely different.
Yes, yeah.
But what people always want to know is, did he perform Maniac 2000 at our wedding?
No.
He was gone.
Yeah, he was gone.
He
did an Irish goodbye like we did an Irish goodbye.
He was dead right to it
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
But in fairness, it was like, had we got to him earlier in the night, we might have got it out of him. But yeah.
In fairness, hadn't he broken his hand?
He actually had.
Yeah.
He'd come off his mountain bike and had,
That week. Yeah.
In fairness to him.
Yeah.
So yeah. Good old Mark.
Right, there we go. I just thought we had to get back to that one.
Well, there we go. Shin for another week. Thank you so much. As always, please do get in touch with us. howyoulove@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to rate, review, share, and subscribe to the podcast. And we'll see you on Saturday for the bonus episode.
Slán.